You ever wake up one day, look at your business and think, what the this used to work. The product's still solid, the team's still talented, but the brand, the message just doesn't hit anymore. And suddenly you're not sure if the problem is marketing, sales, or you. We've been there, so we built something for it. It's called the Blueprint, a 2-week strategy sprint to fix what's off and build what's next. Not a rebrand, not a brainstorm, just clarity, alignment, and a plan that actually moves the needle. Today on Home Team, we're breaking down why so many founders feel this drift, why throwing money at tactics doesn't work, and how the Blueprint is helping businesses get their edge back fast. Let's get into episode 4. You had a conversation yesterday with
I did.
a company.
Lots of them.
yes. With a company, kind of walking them through something that we are kind of putting together.
Yeah. We yesterday's conversation was good. I had lots of conversations, but I had a conversation yesterday with a company that was at this stage where they knew they needed to think strategically about their future. They have an incredible designer working on a rebrand of their visual identity for them. Mm-hmm. So their visuals were being like dialed in really well. They've been a company that's been in business for I think 6 or 7 years, and they're doing well, but they know they need to focus on this future growth journey. They haven't really dialed in. Everything's been a bit organic. Everything's been a bit like, hey, it's worked and we don't really have to think much about it. Mm-hmm. And they're at this point where they're going, we know what has gotten us here has been good, but we know it can't take us further, and we don't know what that is. And it was a great opportunity for us to talk about how our kind of holistic methodology and philosophy around brand and marketing growth, how that helps you. And we started to kind of go through each one of those things, and that really sparked a lot of intrigue for them, because it was almost like they realized in that conversation you could get, which I don't think this is common, but you could get like what we're thinking is like CMO-level insight for a fraction of the cost. You don't have to have that role on staff, that we could come in and do like a 2-week sprint around your company and give you what a CMO would give you, that would then lead your team to either execute on it or have somebody else execute on it, or if you need us to execute on it, we could execute on it. But it was a really great conversation around all of that stuff. Yeah.
Do you think their timing, as far as like, they started to see signs, or they just started to feel like you were saying, what they've been doing has been great, but they know that it's not a long-term success driven way of running their company? Do you think their timing is on? Do you think they're too early? Do you think they're already too far behind? And kind of a follow-up, but what would be like somebody who's too far, like...
I don't know. I think when we've talked about this, Joel, we've talked a lot about how even in the timing of the fiscal year, there's that plays into that, right?
Yep. Right. You plan the end of every year, you start planning for the following year. So we just crossed the halfway mark of the year. So you set goals in January, right, and you're either making the target, you're hitting the target, or you're exceeding the target. Yeah. And it's a really natural state for companies to go, they get to halfway through the year and go, oh, wow, we're way off plan. We're way off target. So something's not working anymore that we used as an assumption in planning to hit these goals. Is it misdirect? Did the market change? Did our customers change? Did there's a lot of variables. Is there a new
competitor
involved
that came out and we didn't plan? And so we have to zag where everybody else is zigging. We've got to make some adjustments. Yeah. Do we really know our customer well?
Absolutely. And there's also kind of the reactive, that's a very reactive version of it too. It's like, oh shoot, something's not working.
Correct.
Fix it. And that's where we get all the noise comes in from every other agency going, your brand sucks, so you need a rebrand, or
they're hammer, so everything's a nail.
Yeah, so you need this AI tool or this AI tool or this hire, and it's so not holistic of a view of hey, where are the holes? What's actually not working? What actually changed either in the market or internally in your business that allows you to then evolve? But this moment of, hey, this used to work, and aligned to the conversation you had, is kind of a really natural life cycle in business. There's these natural ceilings or plateaus in business where you either the market has changed and resonated. But like the thing that like used to just work is that first few years of life of a business. If you have the right product in the right market at the right time, you get natural momentum.
Correct. Yeah.
And because you are naturally disrupting some category in some way, shape, or form, either your service or your product.
Yeah.
And
you were that zigging where everybody was zagging.
You're
right?
the
Like
you're
were
the
doing
new
that.
thing, and it's not hype, or it's just, hey, you brought some sort of value that was differentiated from the market. And now you are old enough where probably there's more people in the market usually that competing with you. Because of your success, I bet competitors or net new brands emulated you.
Yeah.
So it's watered down, and you're no longer the new kid on the block with the new hip disrupt. And it's just it's natural life cycle. It's not your fault.
Right.
And buyer behavior now evolves so rapidly. And you're also like especially in consumer goods and those kind of products, like the demographic is aging. So their values change, what they want. So you can either do a really, really good job of locking in and evolving. Like this is the Taylor Swift phenomenon. Is her
Best
fans,
rebrand of all time, right?
Yeah. Her fans.
And her fiance or whatever.
Yeah.
His personal rebrand as well.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, but her what made my theory, and a lot of people talk about her success, is her music matured at the same rate as her fan base. So it's the best friend. She didn't keep making she didn't keep making music for 15-year-old girls forever and try to just keep recapturing that thing. She went, I went to college, I fell in love, I almost got me. Like those themes are perfectly aligned with the life cycle of her actual fan base. So even as a company, you can choose to do that. You can either lock in and say, hey, we are the brand for 42-year-old dudes in Tennessee. Yeah. Or you can be like, no, like we're gonna mature with them, and we're gonna become more sophisticated, things like that.
Yeah, it makes sense.
That was really long-winded.
No, that's great. I mean, that's really great because it's true insight into, because I think there's that reactionary posture they have, like, oh my gosh, but then there's also that like what we're seeing when we're talking to companies about brand work, and they come in and they talk to us, and we see all the different. We get a moment to look under the hood, and we start to ask questions about what the revenue is, and which isn't traditional questions in the branding world. It's usually around, what is show us your brand guide. Where do you need it refreshed and updated? We're looking at it much more holistically with business outcomes. So when they are willing to trust us with revenue numbers, it's really insightful, because then we can look and see under the hood and go, okay, what is that customer acquisition cost for you? We can look at these things, because the reality is what we're finding is so many of these founders are in the weeds still. Like they're actually having to run so much still that they're looking for this plan to help them strategically, because they know they need to, but they just don't have the time to do it.
We literally say, like, most companies aren't broken, they're just busy.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. And so I think they're looking for that support, but sometimes when they work with a branding agency, that support comes in and goes, all right, here's this list of deliverables.
Yeah. Yep.
Here's this long
content,
list.
Not actual strategy. Yeah.
Exactly. They're like, here's all the things we could do. Here's our social media content package.
Yeah.
Here's our campaigns we could run with you. When in reality, they've never done a true diagnostic. They did an intake form.
Yeah.
That was like, here's our diagnostic. Give us, versus going like, if you were a doctor or someone who was specializing in a craft that required kind of that level of intentionality, you would really ask different questions to get to the health and audit of that person. And that's what we're looking and seeing more of, companies longing for that and wanting that.
It's taking that it's just like going to the doctor and going, man, I feel off. And you're not sure, like, I'm not sleeping as well. I'm feeling energized. Like, I don't know what it is. And the traditional agency model is like, well, here's our specific product that we made that'll solve this shit, without going like, let's run the blood work first. Let's figure out, let's figure out what's wrong, where things can be optimized or improved. Yeah. And then again, prioritize those things of like, hey, this is the most valuable thing to do right now. You probably would want to do this, this, and this. You don't have to right now. And I mean, it's something, even though we are a branding firm of some way, shape, or form, we're normally saying like, you might come to us like, I need a rebrand. And go, maybe not.
Maybe not. Maybe you don't need it.
Maybe you need to change one word.
Yeah, and what's cool is we're seeing it happen in real time with even clients that we're getting. Like we just landed this coffee company, and they come with like, all right, this is what we want to do, and one of their, they're getting their bags into Publix in Middle Tennessee, right? But in the conversation, it sounds huge, right? The amount of stores they're saying, I think it's like 60 stores in Middle Tennessee, but you find out how many bags are in each store, and the number is much lower than you would think. So then the question becomes, what's the push here? Like you're up against every person on that rack. Like, all right, how do we tell this story in a way that isn't going to have the outcome be we sell out of all your bags because the number is really low anyway. What's the needle we're trying to move here versus simply saying this is going to help us sell in Publix? I'm like, I don't think this is going to help you sell in Publix. One, because you're local to Franklin and Middle Tennessee has so much more than that. So we've got to figure out, are we going to geotag ads to areas to get them to convince those people? Now, the better question is, do you want to run a 2-for-1 sale and then beat everybody on the rack?
Yep.
And go like, let's change that methodology and change that approach. Because if your outcome is to get rid of those 8 bags, get rid of half of them right away.
Yeah. For retail metrics, right? Sell through on the shelf is the most important thing to then get a bigger footprint and more inventories.
Exactly.
How fast and how frequently do they have to restock?
And they usually have a mandated discount they have to do every quarter.
Exactly.
So it's going, all right, we've got to have this. We have this mandated discount we got to do. But then with these guys, it's changing their paradigm and saying like, all right, what you came in saying we need content around this. We're going, yes, but that's not going to it's not going to move the needle the way you think because X, Y, and Z. Are you okay with that? So it is getting that diagnostic approach and getting more clear on what the outcomes are.
And
Go ahead.
And understanding, like we say this all the time, right? Like if you need something to change, if you need revenue today, it's a sales problem. If you need to guarantee revenue in 6 months, it's a marketing problem. Like there's these filters of like, I mean, we see this day in, day out in some of the companies we've worked with closely is we need more social media content.
Yeah.
Why?
Why?
Well, because we need more sales. That ain't going to save it. Yes, you should. But if that's the symptom you're trying to solve for, like that's, yes, content helps that in the long run. It raises the tide, but it does not convert right out the gate.
Especially on the price points of some of these offers that we're working with. It's
absolutely.
For a $400 ticket offer that requires you to be much more in person.
Absolutely.
Like when we work with Harbor and Union, for example, like we're regularly navigating what is an awareness piece to draw you into the physical location because the price point isn't going to convert on an Instagram ad. Like
no,
it's just not going to happen. So understanding or that content is more about drawing you into some form of in-person experience. We're getting a little bit off here, but it's helpful to know.
I think, I feel like a lot of companies we've talked to, they either hire a new content creator or they want a new website, they want a new marketing officer. Why is that sometimes either not the answer or maybe too big of an answer? Like, what would you tell people who like, because I feel like that's super common. It's like, oh, we need a marketing officer.
We had a conversation with someone who came to us and they said, hey, we need a rebrand. We need a new website. They were the staffing firm Aperture when we worked with them, and they had some initial symptoms of what they wanted. But then when we went and looked under the hood of everything, we're going, okay, your open rate on your emails was phenomenal.
Yeah, incredible, above average.
Yeah,
significantly above average.
Yeah, significantly above average. But then the bounce rate on their website was horrific. And it's going, okay, but there was no clear language. There was no identity there. There was no...
There's a disconnect.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We noticed that there was a disconnect. So before they jumped into going, what they initially come with, it's like when someone comes to the doctor and says, I think I need this. You're like, I get where your head's at. And it's not entirely wrong. Yeah. But before we just like take your money and do that, let's actually look to see if we think that's going to meet the outcome you're looking for. What's the outcome you're looking for? What's the business outcome, the transformation you're looking for that we could then add our insight into? So for them, it was going, your ICP, your ideal customer profile isn't clear. So then Joel and I just sat down for like almost like a week straight, just dialing in, doing this 2-week sprint essentially that we do for companies. We did it for them, and we even built an entire new website within those 2 weeks. And we repositioned that company in a really powerful way to hit their market, to hit the type of people they're talking to. So I think they're not always off when they know something is off, but they don't always know how to treat it. And that's when we come in going, we're a little bit almost solution agnostic.
Yeah.
We don't,
Yeah.
versus saying like, hey, we only do this. So like somebody even had a conversation with me the other day and they're like, so you guys do this? And I said, well, not really. We only do that if it's necessary.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so that's a little bit of like, we don't immediately do what services we offer or can offer. We don't immediately propose those as solutions.
Yeah. We build this, we diagnose to solve a specific problem. Like that's, but to your question of like why that may not be the right move. We're in conversations with a company right now, and that's the problem. Is like
Totally.
I need a marketing person.
Yeah.
I want a marketing person, and the double-edged sword of marketing. If you don't fully understand what works, what doesn't work, and what you need to do moving, if you don't have that strategical level plan, you're usually setting up a marketer for failure because marketing is such a broad skill set. There disciplines or philosophies is the way I like to put it, where you have the creative designer marketer. So I'm good at logos. I'm good at design. I'm more of a copywriter, but I'm not a very good paid media guy. I don't know how to build automations. I don't know like the technical side of marketing. And you've got like truly technical marketers, which that's the background I have, but is like, I can play in a CRM. I can build automations. I can like write copy really, really well. I'm an okay designer. I'm not great, but like you have to prioritize the strengths,
Right?
Because if you can hire someone, you're like, they seem like a really great marketer. Like this is what this happened. They hired a young entry level marketer was really, really good at design. Like they were more of a junior designer than a marketer, in my opinion, based on the way they were described. But they were frustrated because the email marketing wasn't very good, and wasn't as frequent as they wanted. The content wasn't as good as they wanted it to be. Like they didn't know who to hire for. And this is the first stage that we're talking about now, is what we've kind of presented to them is this same concept is like, we got to get in and understand what's wrong or what needs to be done and what's the most valuable thing for you to be doing with a limited budget, with a limited team. And then we even offered, we'll help you, we can execute against it, or we'll go help you find and hire that person.
Yeah. We don't, it doesn't have to be us.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing, like handing off specialists is not something we're opposed to if we think that that's the right move. We're not saying there's plenty of fish in the sea. This isn't about this mindset of scarcity. But in that process, when we're going through each step with a company, it's going, all right, is your ideal customer like with Aperture? Was your ideal customer clear? Like how do you match up against your competitors? Like what's your competitors' language? Like and sometimes these brands, they're so in it and it's not their fault. They're so in what they're doing. They have no idea what their competitors are doing. They have no idea that there is a competitor that's coming for them in some way, shape or form. So doing kind of like this market disruption map, looking at where you are versus where they are at and how you match up to them on price point or on quality, whatever it may be. Do you have this clear understanding of your customer? Do they get a clear picture of who you are? Do your visuals match where you want to be? Are you making the promises you want to be making? Does your website work in the way that it should work? We go through different stages of this diagnostic that is holistic. Like we even look at what's your marketing channels look like. We don't let that define everything, but we look at what are your marketing channels? How are they performing? Are they underperforming? Are you in the right space? Like I was talking to somebody yesterday. They wanted to look at this exact thing, and they're a tech platform for education for college, an alternative, but for Gen Z. And I'm going, who are you marketing to? Is it the parent? Is it the student?
Yep.
And are you talking to the right person in the right way? So getting to look at their marketing channels. Okay, what's your customer journey? Do you actually know where people are going and where they're getting dropped off at? Even some of the episodes on Anatomy of a Brand with Chad Cannon, he talks so much about this leakage point.
Yeah, exactly.
That brands have and companies have, that they're like, we haven't looked at our sales emails. We don't know where people are leaking out, and they wanted this but didn't want that, and so we dropped them off. We look at those things.
Yeah, the sentence you hear over and over again is, it used to work and now it's not. Well, and then you go, well, why is it not working? Like, I don't know. But it used to work. And go through it. But the customer journey is a key thing. One that I think is a differentiator for us compared to other quote unquote branding agencies, is because we look at the full first touch all the way through to retention. Because you can't pour water in a leaky bucket on like, are you losing customers? What's your lifetime value of a customer? Like, what are these, like, we want to back all of our creative insight and strategical thinking of like, yes, this type of content. But if you got under the hood with us and in the room, it's all backed by data and science. We go, this really fun creative idea for this is going to improve this specific metric, which will then in turn either increase the total customer value, so you'll make more money over time from that customer, or you'll acquire more customers on the front ends, which will all help lift the revenue and the profit of the business.
I'll tell an example where, Coop, you were involved in this, and then Joel, you were involved in this with Harbor and Union, the company here that we're kind of embedded with, almost like lockstep with, and helping them grow, is because as we are really connected to that, we're nestled into that business. But the idea that they had holiday events that they need to book an event venue, and we had to reverse engineer what does that look like all the way to a content level sales for event venue rental. And that outcome, that's the business outcome, not virality.
Correct.
And I think that's the big distinguishing factor is like, I want to get content that gets tons of engagement. I'm like, you want the right engagement. And so what's the outcome we're looking for? And that was you guys dialing in on, they need to get event venue bookings. And then I don't know if you guys want to speak to that process a little bit on how you reverse engineered to the Joel. we should end the video.
Throw the video. What? Oh, what? Me running through the space in an elf costume?
In an elf costume. That where we reverse engineered that to create content like that and other pieces of content that are driven towards a business outcome.
Yeah, I mean, I think speaking to business outcomes for a business sounds like, it's no fun, but you can actually have fun, first of all, as you will see as we cut to in the video, or cut to it. So the business outcome is like, but what we've learned from the event business here at Harbor and Union is are people aware of the fact that you could book a holiday party here? Like, do they even know?
That's at top of that funnel. Are they even aware of this?
Are they aware that this is even something we do? And it's like, the gut reaction was like, not really. We did, like, maybe the people that did may have told somebody, but it's not really like, I could have a holiday party there. I was like, cool. So we need a really engaging, entertaining awareness piece. So we conceptualized, and maybe I'm just self-deprecating, but Coop and I started talking through and with Tina Marie about how I was like, well, what if it was originally going to be you and Jordan?
Just talking.
No, it was going to be you and Jordan. We were surprised.
You were going to be the elf.
You were going to be the elf.
Wait, because I'm short? What the heck?
And Jordan was going to be Santa.
Oh, gosh.
He shot that down real fast.
Real fast. And you happened to be out of town.
And you were out of town, and I was like, son of a gun.
Yeah.
We bought sizes for you two. And then I was like,
so good.
And this is all Joel's idea. And then Joel was like, damn, I just shot myself in the foot with this.
Damn, I got to be the elf.
Yeah.
It was a ton of fun. But so we came up with the idea of like, okay, we're a co-working space. That's the thing we're most known for.
Yeah.
And it's July. It's the middle of the year. It's super out of context.
Yeah.
What if, and the whole thing is like, don't forget the whole like campaign idea is like, most people plan their holiday party very last minute. So let's have the panickiness in the theme. I'm searching for Santa be like, to remind him we need to plan our holiday party. And shout out to Kyle Negretti, who's a G, for jumping in on this super last minute. He crushed it. He plays the part.
It's so good.
And maybe it's like office theme and like, just again, marketing should be entertaining.
Yes.
Period. We could have just put like a graphic ad that's like,
or a talking head. Hey, let's tell you about the features of our event, which is what so many people do.
Yeah.
Or just like some kind of like graphic that like.
People slide by and don't read, right? Like this is super, because we launched it in July, there's no other Christmas content out right now.
Correct.
Like, so while you're on LinkedIn or Instagram or whatever, and you're going through and you see somebody running through an office space as an elf frantically, you're going to at least stop and watch it. And then now you know. And then we also have like the secondary phases of this is there's an email sequence, there's a call script around.
There's all the support.
There's all the support to make this convert. but we have that engaging piece to spread the awareness. Coop, how did, like, from shooting it, like, because we kind of shot it a lot from the hip.
Yeah, it was very run and gun.
Yeah, very run and gun.
I mean, I had a vision for, like, I already kind of knew exactly the shots and everything, like from you like darting through each door and coming back and forth. And then I just relied on you being buddy and you crushed it. So.
Yeah, we spent, like, the other piece is Kyle Negretti reading a Christmas type story that I worked with ChatGPT to rewrite a story about, like, how you, like, all the booking areas are full, like, don't let this be you. And then he, like,
Night
goes out
before Christmas. That's what. We like rewrote Night Before Christmas.
Yeah, rewrote that, and I'm sitting with Buddy the Elephant at his feet, just like, it's so stupid.
It's so good.
But it was hilarious, but it, like, just those little, like, that's the there's the business outcome. Let's be creative about it. Like, it doesn't have to be like, oh, super dry and, like, direct and to the point. Like, we still accomplish the goal of communicating. Correct. All of these things, the Buddy the Elf running through the space.
It was sticky. It had that
sticky
sticky factor to it.
Yeah.
That was not sticky in the sense of it needed to be viral. It was sticky in the sense of, like, wait a second, Harbor and Union, which people have an association with already around this, but the context was Buddy the Elf or Christmassy, in that it immediately makes your brain go, what is that?
And you should, I mean, theoretically, I think you'll remember, like, as we get closer to the holidays, like, oh yeah, Harbor and Union made that video with that guy running around like Buddy the Elf. Yeah. It's about like, and they may tell somebody, like, it should trigger that memory.
And then we followed up with you're saying support system, all those things, but then there was also other posts around how to make your events better. Like, there was other elements.
We launched a case study about a Christmas party we did last year. Like, there all of these, like, traditional sales assets to support the accomplishment of the goal still happened.
But the goal was really clear.
Yeah.
It was not, we just need content.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I think that's really important to call out.
So to go back to kind of this blueprint 2-week sprint, what exactly is happening in that 2 weeks, and what, I mean, I know the answer to this question, but what do we want founders and companies to feel as they go through this 2 weeks? I mean,
the immediate first thing I want them to feel when I'm, like, with them, when I was talking with somebody, I said this, I said, hey, if you doing this with us fueled that spirit in you that you had at the beginning, that drove that fire, that mission, and got your head up again to go and go, all right, here's what's next. Because along the way, you did the responsible thing. And you made this thing work. You had this initial drive, and then in that drive had to turn into, I've got to actually make the gears move. And you've done that responsibly, and you have people who will depend on you. But inside of that, you need someone to champion that energy that lifts your head and gets you back out of the guesswork or out of the grind and out of the guesswork and into this strategy and vision that they go, oh, I have confidence about the future because I have this sense of a roadmap for what to do. That's what I'm hoping they feel from that.
Yeah, and I think a little discomfort, and then also just, like, looking at your company almost as, like, a completely new company again.
Yeah,
like,
you get it back.
That energy will be like, oh, we're starting fresh again.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, it'll be a little discomforting because we're gonna ask some poignant questions that you may or may not have the answers to, and if not, we'll work together to find the answer.
Like when you sent somebody that email with all the questions and they said, do I really got to answer these?
Yeah. That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Point. Like,
do you want to do we want to do this or not?
I mean, part of it, like, that set of questions is refined over years and years of interactions with companies in a bunch of different contexts. But, like, the exercise of answering those questions as a team in itself is valuable to you. It's absolutely valuable just from a clarity standpoint. Like, wow, you probably not in one setting looked at this holistic metric. You absolutely look at all of these things individually, department to department.
Fragmented almost.
It's super fragmented, but the way we pull it all together to show you this is one cohesive thing, and your company and your brand is an organism, a living, breathing thing, and, like, how do we pull it all together so you get that really clear picture? So you should feel a little discomfort. You should feel relief. Absolutely. Like, man, I've got clarity finally. And then, you should absolutely, we hope. And the goal is that you are then become reinvigorated and excited about, like, cool, there's a clear path and plan. Like, I got a playbook. I don't just have recommendations.
This isn't a brainstorm meeting.
No,
Like,
this
you're
is
not
not
going, like-
absolutely.
Yeah.
This is not another brainstorm. This is not another like, hey, we're just rebranding you. That you should have that confidence and clarity of like, I have a plan.
Yeah, because you don't like. We've all been on calls with people or had coffee or dinners or networking events. Like, it'd be really cool if you did this, this, and this. You're like, great. I don't have time,
that guy.
money, or people.
Yeah.
I have that guy. I'm like, you know, what'd be really cool.
Yeah, I was like, thanks, Chris. I don't have the people or the time or the money to do it. So it's that's not what we're doing.
No,
we will come with a plan, but we first have to get level set on where we're at, and then know where we're trying to go, and then build the roadmap there.
Yeah. And I think that build the roadmap is the phrase that I think also that I have a lot of peace around, because it gives me the sense of when a founder hears like an audit, sometimes they can go to that financial health audit and like, you're just going to tell me where I'm sucking, and I already know where we suck.
Yeah.
Where we're going, oh no, we're not just doing this like audit of like that. We're actually road mapping where we think you could go and succeed and where you can gain traction, that you could take this, we're saying again, CMO-level insight and plan strategy to go, you could take this to your maybe small team and go, what can we execute on this and what do we need to outsource? And it will get you towards something. So it's not simply like, hey, we found out all the holes and we clearly articulated.
Now give us more money for us to tell you how we should fix it. This is absolutely designed to be, I mean, this is levels of strategies that you and I have done in seats as marketing and brand leaders over and over again. Like, this is what you take to the board or the CEO to get approved. And then, hey, can I get the budget to do this? This is that same level of thing. And this is not a set of handcuffs to us. This is absolutely like, hey, we'd love to. Like, there's absolutely opportunity if it makes sense that we become the partner to execute against these things. Or you can take it back to your team and run with it. Or we can help you hire the person.
Yeah, and that's why we decided this over like a kind of like strategy retainer model.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like it's worn out. And it's again, we don't need another brainstorm like these fractional creative advisors. I'm like, it's easy for us to hop on a call and tell you all these crazy ideas. And like when people say, like, we all audibly laugh when someone's like, well, just start a podcast.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
You know,
hey, cool. You want to start another
podcast?
podcast?
No, thank you. Thank you.
Exactly.
Right? I'm at my max.
Yeah. No, it's 100%. But it is that thing where we go, the relief. Like, I like that word, because the relief of knowing in 2 weeks, not in 6 months, not in 90 days, in 2 weeks, I have something that worst case scenario, you get a little bit more clarity on your business.
Absolutely.
Like worst case scenario, you get a little bit more clear on something that you were already seeking out. Best case scenario, you get a killer roadmap for you to really grow, and you get to see whatever you made an investment on this financially, you get that back by the growth. Like, Absolutely. No question. The idea there for me is that relief that you're going, okay, I didn't have to do that. Because there's so many times a founder or CEO or leader of a department is going, I've got to take care of the team. I've got to navigate my budgets at the end of the year. I've got to begin to plan for this major campaign that we're doing over here, or this fiscal year audit financially. There's so many elements that they're already navigating, and someone's like, hey, have you lifted your head and looked at 2026? Have you? And they're like, I know that I should, but I just don't have that time.
Yeah.
And we're like, let us do it for you. Let us do it for you.
Yeah.
You get that relief. You have a plan. You look like a genius. Like, if you're a CMO listening to this, just do it with us.
Yeah.
And then don't even tell them we did it.
Yeah.
And just look like a genius and go into your company, go like, here's our plan.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's going to game change a lot of things for people and unlock a lot.
Yeah, totally agree.
Cool. Well, yeah, this is super fun. If you're, again, not a sales pitch, but if you're interested at all and want to help work with us to walk through this with us, just link the website, down stuff, like reach out. You can DM us on Instagram, whatever makes sense.
We're all there.
We're all there, and you can. We'd love to talk to see if this makes sense for you. It does cost money because you got to buy in, you got to invest in this.
Yeah.
We can't do things for free, just like you can't do things for free. So let us know, and we're stoked. This is the foundation of everything we do. Even if you hired us to do a full brand and we do a full rebrand, this is still step one always, because we believe in turning your brand and your marketing and your growth from a cost center to a revenue generation center. And you can't do that without doing this deep dive of due diligence and of like an audit of how things are currently working to know how to get where you're going.
Yeah, love it.